Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, Dennis here.
Chrissy.
Muddy Water Search and Recovery. And sorry about that little delay there at the beginning.
And sorry about my hair. Okay, never mind. Oh, that is horrible. Good night. Let's see how that works. That'll work.
That's why we're a little late tonight. She's in there trying to prep.
Yeah, I was trying to be all pretty.
But Catfish, Barb. Let's see, Matt.
Adventuring with what?
Adventuring the Ozarks.
Hey, hi.
And good to see him on there. I was going to do this in a bit, but I want to go ahead and do this now. I reached out to Adventuring the Ozarks. It is a search team. Mm-hmm. And I had several recommendations to reach out to them come in. So we did so to ask assistance on a case. They almost immediately responded back, ready, willing, able to assist in a search.
Nice.
And we are on standby with this case and hope to be able to do an update this week. But I talked to Joshua with Adventuring the Ozarks. Mm-hmm. Super nice guy. His wife is in the background, part of his team. And they are, similar to us. The missing person in the family comes first. Very respectful to the families. And just very honored to have gotten in contact with them and getting to know them a little bit. I look forward to working with them on some cases in the future, but I do have the link to their YouTube channel down in the video description. Check them out. Awesome people. Barb, this would be the Brooks Allensworth case.
Which is a sad story on that whole thing.
And Alex is coming on now. So
I want to hand me that bowl so I can get ready. Yeah. Okay.
Hello.
There he is.
Hi, guys.
Alex and Tammy.
Woo!
Is there still a glitch, Mark?
Somebody just spilled their drink all over.
Real nice, Tammy.
I know.
Things are getting a little crazy around.
Okay.
So how's things going?
Pretty good, it seems. Mark said we're getting a glitch.
Is there still a glitch, guys, or are we good? Okay.
And Barb asked if we've looked into the Deanna case from Michigan. Barb, we are looking through that currently and hope to come out with some information on that very soon.
Okay, we're good. Hi, Jen, Mac. Hi, everybody.
But guys, definitely check out Adventuring the Ozarks. Very good people. They've got some good videos on YouTube. So check out their channel and let's show them some love and support. They're out there helping families and finding missing loved ones. But guys, thanks for being here tonight, following along. Everything you guys have been doing, information you guys get a hold of us with has been incredible. And for some of our newer subscribers, our Sunday night live feeds, we try to do this every Sunday night. There are some that we don't get to do. Yeah. This coming up Sunday night, we don't have a live feed scheduled for Thanksgiving weekend, but we'll come on. We'll do the updates that we have as far as Muddy Waters goes for the week. Then we jump into an open discussion. Sometimes we may have a topic on a case to discuss. Sometimes it's just wide open, and we will feed off of what you guys are commenting to kind of direct where the discussion goes. Yeah. But a lot of people come on these and are just incredible with their thoughts and opinions, locations of interest, everything.
Right.
It's just been very helpful. So we do try to do this every Sunday night, 7:30 p.m. Central Time. And don't be shy. Jump into the discussions.
Yeah.
We get
that's
so
exactly,
much information.
Yeah. Feel free. Say whatever.
And we've mentioned that we will be doing a giveaway tonight for our channel members. Tonight, it's members only are eligible. And we're going to give away 2 Muddy Water Search and Recovery t-shirts. And we'll be doing that here in a little while. And not this coming Sunday night, but the following Sunday night, we will be doing an open giveaway that everybody is eligible for.
Right.
And Adventuring the Ozarks just put a link to their YouTube channel there in the comments. So definitely check them out, guys.
Let me put that one up on the screen right there. There we go. Okay.
We're just catching up on some of the comments here.
And Barb, that would be awesome. And Lady R2O, I just moved to Kansas about 2 years ago. Now I'm glad I found your channel so I can hopefully also learn about cases closer to me so I can help. I think what you all do is fabulous. In fact, some of the cases that we're going to be discussing tonight are local here in Kansas. And some's not, but there's some are.
No one can post links in your chat. You guys have no mods. What does that mean?
Right. We don't have mods. To be honest with you, our numbers just grew in the last week, like really spiked up. Down the Rabbit Hole News, which is they're incredible over there, covering a lot of different things, including missing persons cases. We talked with them on Brooke Allensworth case. They reached out to us, and a lot of their followers, she asked to come over here, and they did. And again, I want to shout her out too.
Yeah.
We're very thankful for that.
So with us just growing like that, we didn't have any mods. I believe Dan is a mod. But we didn't have any other mods, I don't believe. So we'll be looking into doing that here shortly.
And Adventuring the Ozarks just became a member. Thank you.
And we need to write that name down.
All right. I gotcha. Let me start filling out these things. No.
Not yet.
Okay.
And Lady R2O says, don't need mods. Really nice chat. Good people here. There are some of the best people that come on here and get involved in these discussions. I mean, some of the best. Adventuring the Ozarks.
Okay, the Ozarks. Okay.
Some of the best, and many of them we're actually in contact off of here, phone calls, text messages, and just really, really great people.
Yeah.
And thank you, Barb.
Okay, Bobby just wrote. Oh. What did Bobby say?
Hey, Dennis, what happened to Missy? Haven't seen her on here last few weeks. Hope she's not sick. She did reach out to me not long ago. I believe she's been really busy. So hopefully we see her again soon. And Mark is listening to George Jones, crushing a bottle of, you can pronounce that.
Yeah, it's wine.
And Nor.
Yep. I'm a Merle Haggard. Wait, the way I am, Merle Haggard. Oh, hey. That's a good one. I like me some George Jones. Bobby Kennedy, I think she was here last week under a new sign, ready to listen to some Muddy Waters and help some people out. All right.
And tonight will be slightly different. We are going to discuss several of the cases that we're working on. And, we're going to follow you guys' comments to
as best we
determine
can.
Where we go with this. but some of them are local to us. Some of them are not.
Yeah.
Some of them are new cases that have come in, and some of them we've been working on for a while.
Okay, I know I'm going to screw this up. Is it Twyla? That is such a pretty name. But hi. And yes, Bobby, we do miss Jerry Lewis.
Yes. And now we're to the point I was going to shout out Adventuring the Ozarks and got ahead of myself. But definitely check them out. I mean, awesome people. Another team I want to shout out is the Sunshine State Sonar team. They've been doing a lot of really good work down in Florida. They've been working on a few cases. They pulled out multiple vehicles that have all turned up to be stolen, discarded type of thing. But the link to their YouTube channel is down in the description. And then Kansas Missing and Unsolved, they've been doing really good work. They cover more than just Kansas. They cover nationwide, but a lot of theirs is Kansas and Missouri. And the link to theirs is there as well. But all three teams, really, really good people, and very appreciative that they are out there helping families.
Okay, someone just said something about the Michael Vaughn case. Can you go back up to, right there. Barb said, did you hear about the arrest that was made in the Michael Vaughn case? Yeah, unfortunately,
yes.
Yeah, we did hear about that.
Yeah, the report showed that she was arrested or charged with failure to report a death, and they're linking that to Michael Vaughn's case. They are continuing to dig in the yard, searching, very tight-lipped.
So was there any updates with that today at all?
No, and as Dan said here, they've sealed the record on the information right now. And it kind of tears you part of it. One way you look at it, it makes you think that they haven't really found nothing. Yeah. But for them to seal the case and everything, it also makes you found that they did, but they can't release anything without jeopardizing their investigation. So hopefully within the next week or so, there will be some kind of update come out from that.
We'll have to do this one later because.
Yeah. And let me run through the comments real quick. Barb said she is subscribed.
Yay.
So we need to write.
Yep. What's your last name? Or does it just?
You could just do Barb.
Oh, wait. Okay.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm running through the comments real quick.
Okay. Last name. Okay. Got her.
So we had updates today.
Thank you, Bob.
Of the cases that are going on in the Kansas City area, out of Kansas City, Kansas, or Kansas City, Missouri.
We had the Joanie Wilcox case out of Kansas City, Kansas. Her sister, I got a voicemail from her sister again today. They went out today passing out flyers. Multiple people have reported seeing her in the early morning hours. In the particular area they're seeing her, they've reported there is a homeless camp back in the woods. They did go and look for that and were unable to find it. And the detective and the family, they're all supposed to have a search tomorrow. And I believe they're going to go search to see if they can find that camp to see if she is there or has been seen back in there.
Did they, by chance, give any type of area where this homeless camp might be?
She didn't give a location for the camp. But she's, let's see, Leavenworth Road and 81st Street, somewhere in that vicinity.
Okay.
And then she's also been seen 51st Street and Leavenworth Road. And an update on her clothing, it was reported she was last seen wrapped in a blanket. And her sister said that from sightings, they believed that she had changed her clothing and was wearing a tank top and was barefoot.
So evidently, I mean, that's quite a bit of traveling up and down Leavenworth Road. So evidently,
right,
pride from somebody, because I would think as much as the police are looking for her in that area, if they spotted her walking up and down Leavenworth Road, somebody would have said something by now.
Right.
I mean, I would believe to 10 that's what would be happening, but.
And we did also learn that she had been released from a mental hospital the day that she went missing, and she was diagnosed with schizophrenia, and they got her on medicine for that, not knowing if she has her medicine with her or not. But that was the same day that she went missing that she was released from there.
I have a doppelganger. Did you see that? I think I found my doppelganger.
She's been anywhere from 51st and Leavenworth Road all the way to 81st and Leavenworth Road. And then heard that she has gone south down 82nd Street towards Parallel Parkway and had been seen over in that general area too, which is just, I mean, a few miles here and there over in Kansas City, Kansas.
Is that
right?
Is that her?
Yeah.
Okay. Whoops! I hit something.
You're good. Just
there we go.
And she's with the sister. The detectives and the family went out Saturday, and they searched an area in that vicinity for about 3.5 hours. And then they flew drones for about 3.5 hours, and they didn't turn up anything. The family wanted to go out and search today, and the detective asked them to hold off until Monday so it could be organized. So if there's any evidence found, it's less likely to get destroyed, accidentally or whatever the case may be.
I mean, we talked about that on the way where we were going today, and I can't even imagine. I'd be wanting to get out there immediately and start looking, but you've got to have patience in a situation like this. Because I'd probably losing my mind at the same time. I want to go out and start looking now, but
seeing her flyer, she's 61 years old.
Right.
So 61 years old. Granted, that's not old by any means.
She's young.
But to be barefoot and that long of a distance, that's a long ways to be barefoot.
Yeah.
And
well, that's what I'm saying. If she was walking, and especially if she's barefooted, somebody would have had to have called the police.
Right.
As cold as it's been here, last week seemed like March.
Yes,
February,
it did.
Yeah.
That last cold before we actually warm up, it's crazy. It's been so cold here already.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's positive that we're getting, sightings of her, in different areas. I truly hope it is her, and they can get her tracked down.
Seeing the librarian also reported seeing her in the library after she went missing. The guard there reported seeing her there, and then reported seeing her a couple blocks away where she asked him for some money to get a drink. And then they've had multiple other people saying that they have seen her around.
So have they into the video footage at the library or at Quick Trip?
Not to my knowledge if they've done that yet. The detective.
Go ahead.
To me, the detective seems like he's jumping in on things on this case, and hopefully they will be doing that. But with so many people saying they seen her, they went to an apartment complex right there in that area and handed out flyers. And through that apartment complex is where they had many people reported seeing her as early as yesterday. And it was in the mornings walking up and down the road there.
Goodness.
And Jen, that's a pretty residential area for Kansas, at least.
Yeah. All right. If you go back up, let's see. Okay, right. Okay. Lady R. If I saw a lady with a blanket and was barefoot, I'd stop and ask if she needed help. Probably give her my shoes, right? Especially if it's cold, most people would stop. If it was a bad guy, it's a perfect approach.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, so there's a lot with, and you know, if you're passing by somebody, you're not going to pay a lot of attention. So if you see a picture, you know, it might be somebody different that is somewhat similar, and you'll believe that you do see them.
Well, hi, Lacey.
So I'm sure some of these sightings wasn't actually her. Yeah, well, but there's still the chance that some of them were.
Goodness, poor thing.
But we're going to continue to try to find some areas that need to be searched. The family's going to continue passing out flyers, and I'll let the family know that anytime or anything we can do to assist to get a hold of us.
Okay. Mark asked, why was she walking the road? Was she having like an episode, like a spell with her schizophrenia?
That is possible, Mark. And then if that homeless camp is back there that she's staying at, that's supposed to be right there as well. And let's see.
With so yes, Wyandotte County Lake is on the north side of Leavenworth Road, and 81st, 82nd area is the road that goes to the east entrance of the lake. If you take down and around.
Seeing those may end up needing to be searched.
And here's something else to think about. You know, we are pretty much at the point now where all the leaves are off the trees here and all the brush has died. If there's a homeless camp in the woods right off the road, it's going to be, I mean, I would think you would be able to see it, especially if and stuff like that. So that should be pretty easily, you know, be able to be spotted from any road at this point.
Crystal says, I have seen many cases with that mental illness refuse help and will give you an alias name as they tend not to trust anyone, which is what I'm afraid of.
As well.
Yeah.
And she does have an alias name.
Joanie? Or no, that's her nickname.
Yeah, I think she goes by Renee something else. I can't remember. But she did have an alias name too.
Oh.
And then Lady R2O and Mark asked what time. I don't have the time that she was released or that she was last seen before reported missing.
It's just that day?
Right.
Yeah.
So I will talk with one of the sisters and get that information and get that out to you as well. Wow, I'm surprised I don't have that. Normally, that's one of the first things I ask.
Okay. Crystal, railroad tracks. So there is railroad tracks on the north side of Wyandotte County. If you go down to 51st Street and you go north of Leavenworth Road, you eventually will run into the railroad tracks. It's the same railroad track system. it pretty much runs parallel to Leavenworth Road, running east and west. But it's, it's way on the north side of the town right there, in parallel and Leavenworth Road and Wyandotte County Lake.
Goodness.
Seeing, we're probably going to start having to make some plans to go out to search the lake just to be sure.
Yeah.
And run the sonar and.
Right.
Is this one the barefoot thing, and then seeing walking in such a long distance, that's troubling. And with the lake there, if she is having an episode, she may be wanting to get away from people.
Yeah.
So,
and when you think about it, down in that area, there is. I'm gonna try to think this, but I believe you pass a fire station at some point, walking between 82nd and then down towards Washington High School, and then walking east on Leavenworth Road. There's a fire station. There is, I know there's a Catholic church on the south side of the road at some point. There's multiple public places that I would think that if, people just happened to be looking and saw something, they would reach out to help.
Right.
You did mention Washington High School, right? Just now?
Yes.
Okay, because it says Joanne, how do you pronounce her name? Joanie, okay. Was last seen in the vicinity north of Washington High School area in Kansas City, wrapped in a brown blanket. Armourdale area and Western Leavenworth Road.
So Washington High School is like 73rd, 74th Road. And I was explaining to Dennis last night that over in that area, the majority of the streets that have names run east and west, and numbered streets run north and south. Now, it's not 100% when you get back into some neighborhoods, but the majority of it, that's how the street addresses run, with the streets and then the numbers.
And Catfish, your question, Mark nailed it right there. Randy was last seen by Mrs. Irwin around 2 a.m., the last sighting, give or take. And Leanne last seen him around 1:30-ish, and this was there at the Irwin property.
Okay.
And Jennifer says that Tammy stated previously that she last saw him going down the drive at around 2 or 2:30 a.m. as well. And Dan, the problem with homeless people is when they don't want to be found, they hide from everyone.
Because they run the risk of getting arrested quite easily, so. Oh, wow. Barb just said, I know we have had 2 homeless people that were murdered in Michigan.
Man.
It's so, oh, goodness. Oh.
So with this case, we will go ahead and start getting lined up to do a sonar search out at Wyandotte County Lake.
I look forward to the boots on the ground type deal, but at the same time, I don't want to do it because I'm terrified what we're going to find. But
this is to let everybody else know that if she is walking by foot, she's not in a vehicle.
Yeah.
I believe I thought I read somewhere that she did not own a vehicle. I could be
wrong.
But
I did read that as well.
If she's not walking and being seen, she's evidently, like I said before, she's getting rides from somebody, to and from. And I haven't seen anything anybody has wrote if she has a cell phone or anything like that. So
I mean, we're not saying that she's probably going to be in water, but
Right.
you just never know the circumstance.
Yeah.
So.
And I know she didn't take
she hardly had anything
with her when she went.
Yeah. I'm wondering if she walked away without full treatment or something
And she was released from the hospital.
Are you sure?
That's what the family said. What the sister said is she was released from the hospital and went missing that same day.
Okay.
And so, Alex, Zeta Gordon.
Yeah. I had nothing back from contact that I had. I had no response back, nothing at all.
See, that's heartbreaking because I just feel so strongly about that property that it needs to be searched for her.
Yeah.
There's Zeta's case. You want to give a rundown?
All right. Zeta D. Gordon. She's missing from Atchison, Kansas. Sorry, Atchison County. I guess that doesn't. Duh. At the age, she was 43 at the time of disappearance. She's now 64. Zeta was last seen as she left her family's residence in Atchison at 2 a.m. on October 5th of 92 after an argument. She said she wanted to take a drive to cool off. She hasn't been heard from again. Two of Zeta's children discovered her vehicle parked in a lot near an abandoned farmhouse in Atchison County the following day. Zeta's purse and a suitcase were located inside the car. The engine was running and the radio was turned on, but there was no sign of her at the scene. There's been several possible sightings of her in the local area after her disappearance, some reported by people known to her. None of the sightings were confirmed, though. Zeta's husband divorced her in 94 and remarried in 97. He committed suicide the following year. The police did not call him a suspect in Zeta's disappearance, although many rumors about his possible involvement circled in the local community. The authorities believe that Zeta may have met with foul play, as it is uncharacteristic of her to abandon her children. And it still remains unsolved today. So
I did find I'm sure if it's like a or something search, and I came across some stuff where one of the children, and evidently it appeared that two of the children of their father did.
Huh?
All that noise, that on your.
Oh, Megan's getting ice out of the ice maker. Sorry.
What's happening? So 2 out of the 3 children, from what it appeared, what I read online, that 2 out of 3 children believe that their father did have something to do with their mother's death. The third child did speak up and basically was pretty nasty with everybody in this chat. I really don't know what it was. It was something that it's been quite a few years old when the last time they had talked on it. But I had read all the comments and all the way down to where one of the children did. And the one child basically said that none of the children, I guess, thought that their father had to do anything with it. So where the confusion was or the lying, I'm not sure. Because people were saying that the father was a suspect. Other people said, that he was not. So, and just our discussions with this whole case is the location of interest. I want to know how close, if we can find out where the car was found, where her car was found at, how close was it to this location because in my mind, it brings up the question, was there two people involved? Possibly with taking, if she met with foul play and her car was left there, was somebody else there to help transport or move the car, so on and so forth, how a lot of times this stuff happens when there's multiple people involved in someone's disappearance. So I just really hope that these people will reach back out to us and work with us, and somehow we are able to gain access to this property.
Seeing Crystal, very good point here. The car was still running. The radio was still on. It makes you think she was grabbed fast and thrown into another vehicle.
And when I read that, it automatically clicked in my brain. What if somebody was in her vehicle and told her, you're going to do what I say? They may have had a gun to her head, for all we know. Because why would she drive out to an abandoned farm house?
She had gotten into the argument with her husband that night.
But why go there? What's there?
I know a lot of times if I'm upset about something, Megan does this as well.
Yeah.
We like to drive out to the county
I get it.
So,
but why that specific location? Was that, okay, you're going to leave your car here. You're going to take me where I need, you see what I'm saying?
Well, she was by herself and went there. It was abandoned, so she would feel like she would be the only person there.
But also, we have to remember the reports in her case that she was also seen. She was either supposedly seen down on the plaza or somewhere out Johnson County area shopping or something, supposedly. So, once again, we had some reports that she was still seen. And I kind of have a hard time believing that if she disappeared on her own, will, I don't really think she would be out just shopping at a shopping mall.
Right.
And even I wouldn't want to stick around the state knowing that I'm supposed, that I'm disappearing. Why would I stick around the same state I'm in? I mean,
seeing me personally, I'm interested in the husband or ex-husband. And when the date that he committed suicide, I believe, was 1 year from the date that he actually divorced Zeta.
Yeah, 94.
And
or 2 years.
And just so many questions I have that wraps around him.
Because it says it's uncharacteristic of her to abandon her children. Maybe she just literally something snapped and she said, I just can't. I can't. She loves her kids, but maybe she just couldn't. I don't know.
So he was a dentist, and I believe if you look up, and I did this, if you look up his name, I believe he still has a dentistry that's open, but evidently it's ran by somebody else, but it still carries his name because it still shows a working phone number and an address of location, but we know that he committed suicide,
In her purse and a suitcase were both located inside of the car.
So that that kind of rules out robbery, I would think. I don't know.
Yeah,
they had a comment on here though. I think it was, has anybody thought about the new wife? But at the same time, why? Oh, it was Barb. Has anyone thought maybe his new wife might be behind it too?
When I read this whole chat comment thread thing, nobody ever mentioned the wife, but if I remember right, she disappeared in 1992.
94.
Or 94.
Oh, 92, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
94 was the divorce.
Yeah.
And what year did he have her declared dead? Deceased?
That's not on here.
That's not on here.
I thought
he divorced her in 94. I know we have that much.
And he remarried in 97.
97, and then he committed suicide in 98.
That it says, let's see. He committed suicide the following year. So yeah, it'd be 98.
Yeah.
Yeah. And police did not call him a suspect in Zita's disappearance, although many rumors about his possible involvement circled in the local community. I want to know what the heck they were fighting about.
In any history of mental illness, none that I have been able to find. That was one of the first things I wanted to look at with her, and I did not find any on either her or the husband, ex-husband, either one. And I haven't heard or seen anything about any history of abuse. And again,
I mean, she left after an argument at 2 a.m. I mean, we all argue, but maybe it was a pretty heated one or something. She obviously had to take a ride.
Well, there's nothing in that, when the third child had responded, because it was pretty heartbreaking what the child had wrote, because, said basically, I kissed my mom goodbye that day, and I didn't know that would be the last kiss I would ever give her, but I mean, I think people had said something about abuse or something, and I didn't see anything. I didn't see any comments that there was any abuse, there was any fighting, there was, any extramarital affairs going on. I didn't see anything like that, that was wrote or what they had wrote back, because this person called out quite a few people and was pretty nasty with them.
Well, it makes sense when they say that the local community kind of made rumors about it. If you're in an abusive relationship like that or abusive marriage, you're going to get out. You're not going to want to stay there. You're going to leave everything behind, the whole 9 yards.
If there was abuse, though, you would think that would be in the rumors from locals.
That probably was. It just says, although many rumors about his possible involvement.
But we've been working on this for over a year, and everything I've ever looked up on anything, abuse was never mentioned. Previous fights hadn't been mentioned. The mental health, there was nothing to show that there was mental health issues.
So at this point, our biggest, for us to get anywhere in this case, is one, to gain access to this location and GPR.
Right.
Once again, the old GPR comes up. So that'll, number one is gaining access, and then number two would be we got to get that GPR unit one of these days.
Right. Because this property from the beginning has been my number one area of interest on this case.
Yeah.
And hopefully they will eventually let us access that.
Yeah. Oh, Lady R has a good question. How old were her kids? Because, I mean, if I'm thinking abuse, the kids, and if she's, just up and leaving, were her kids of like 18 years old and older? Were they taking care of themselves? Because let's see, she disappeared, at the age of 43. So,
and have you seen anything that showed how old they were at the time? Because I haven't.
I want to say one of them might have been in college, and one of them might have been in high school, and the third one maybe was in middle school.
Okay.
Because if I remember right, the two older ones, I believe the two oldest ones, the one came back from school or something, and they're the ones that found the mother's car, right?
Right.
Yes. So the two oldest children actually found the mother's car at this abandoned barn property location. So,
I mean, her question made total sense, though. I mean, if the kids are on their own, get the hell out of there. I mean, yeah.
And Cathis, my question is, why was she the target of a kidnapping to this in the first place?
Exactly. That's another good question. What was going on there?
And Barb says maybe have Tammy call the person, seeing that you scared him, Alex, LOL.
You know, when I talked to this person that day, I don't think I actually scared them. I think, you know, because like I told you, Dennis, when I talked to him, there was a few, maybe 5-8 seconds of silence when I told him why I was wanting, to be able to get permission to gain access to this property. But when I told him what had happened, I really think he was just stunned. He just didn't know how to react to it, because, I mean, if somebody called you out of the blue and just said, hey, Barb, I think there's a possibility that somebody could be buried on your property, or a person met with foul play and is deceased on your property. I mean, that's a lot to take in, and, this person told me they would get back with me and that they would discuss it with the other people involved. That
Barb said I would have hung up.
And I just nothing's happened with it. So I will try again this week. And I did. I was very sincere about it, and I told them why we were doing what we were doing, and I did show proof of who we were, just so this person wasn't like, who's this nut job calling me and telling me that somebody possibly could be buried on my property or been murdered. I did present newspaper articles, about everything that could possibly lead us to that.
And it sounds like he didn't know that something had happened on this piece of property in the past, and it surprised him.
Yes.
And Jennifer's
there's an incident that happened there, and that's why we are moving forward with wanting to look there. And through talking it out and discussing the case, we come up with the conclusion that this seems like the most practical situation for what had happened to her. Because either she was kidnapped, taken somewhere, or she was kidnapped and this is what happened. I mean, like we said, we can't rule out that she just didn't drive somewhere and she had a boyfriend or a friend pick her up, and then she moved to southern Johnson County, Kansas area, and started her life right over just an hour away, because, there was comments made that she was seen a couple times, so we don't know, we just,
Jennifer put a comment here, and Lady R2O agrees. Am I weird to say I'd be out there helping you look?
It's never weird to say that. Never.
And Barb said she would have hung up, but then she would have had to have started looking into her property to see if there was something.
Yep.
Yeah.
And says, I can't see her not talking to her kids. I have a son that I would not go without.
Yeah.
So hopefully we're able to gain permission on this property soon and be able to get some answers on that.
Yeah.
All right. So the next one we're going to talk about is Crystal Kipper. Wait. There is a right of disappear act that gives a person a right to vanish.
Right.
That sounds weird, but yeah.
And even if they are declared deceased and law enforcement finds them later, unless they done this to hide something criminal, if they just literally wanted to disappear, law enforcement does respect that. They have to respect that and let it go.
Crystal Kipper. 19, missing since February 24th of 97, Kansas City, Platte County, Missouri area. Let's see. She was 19, blah, blah. Okay. Crystal was last seen heading home from St. Joe, Missouri, about 2:20 a.m. on to Kansas City, Missouri on February 24th, 97. Her 89 maroon Ford Probe XL was found on the side of the road, locked, out of gas with flashers on. She has not been seen since. On April 24th of 99, her suspected killer, John E. Williams, hung himself in his jail cell. He left no suicide note. Williams had told authorities he accidentally hit Kipper with his car as she stood on the shoulder and buried her. Police believed he killed her and disposed of her body. Police discovered Crystal's ID cards, a paycheck stub, jewelry, her car keys, a turtleneck, and a pair of Lucky You brand jeans in Williams's apartment. They also found a missing person flyer of Kipper, in addition to computer files. Her body has never been located in the area where through areas in Platte City and near where her car was found were extensively searched. Still nothing.
See, and he reported that he accidentally hit her with his vehicle while backing up to check on her, but it was the front of his vehicle and his windshield that had damage and was broken.
So yeah, he could have easily hit her, obviously, the damage, but
he would have hit her with the back though to be backing up to check on
that's
her.
right. That's right.
And then he also did tell them that he did bury her around the Platte City area, but wouldn't elaborate.
Yeah.
Thanks to one of the viewers reaching out to us, we do have what we feel is a very strong area of interest. We've been trying to get into the search.
Yeah.
And so far, no permission granted, but we are continuing to work on that.
So, or go ahead. I'm sorry. I'll let you finish. I didn't mean
she
to.
does have a history of running out of gas in her car. And she was almost out of gas when she dropped her friend off. The light was on and everything, and she didn't stop there to get gas.
But it's odd that they found all that stuff.
Yeah.
In his place.
And here's another sad part. There was a truck driver who drove past the vehicle and reported seeing her there. But he reported seeing a vehicle backing up the ramp and thought somebody she knew was there to help her. So he kept going and didn't stop. So now this truck driver is living with guilt that, I could have stopped. I could have prevented this. And
goodness.
If anybody is, our listeners tonight, if anybody's familiar with the Platte City area, and the Tracy, Missouri area, if you know where the Tracy Fairgrounds are or the Platte County Fairgrounds are, there is a exit that has a new Trex gas station, and there is the KC Bobcat store, and there's an antique mall there at that intersection. So her car was found right there on the curve just past the bridge, where if you're on that exit and you're getting on the highway to go south on I-29 towards Platte City, that's where her car was found. I was able to find the footage that showed where her car was found with that exit ramp and stuff.
And Jennifer asked what his previous crimes were like. There were sexual assaults and there was murder as well previously that they were trying to charge him with, and they were just getting ready to charge him with Crystal's murder when he committed suicide.
Took the easy way out.
Go with Linda Dillard.
Okay.
We did do a lot of research into the time period of when this all happened and in the, middle of winter time, if he would be able to dig, if the ground was frozen or not. And we did find out through, weather record keeping that the ground was warm enough that it had been warm off and on quite a bit that month. So it was very likely that he did do what possibly he says he did, and unfortunately we're once again back to the old, we need the GPR unit,
In the location of interest on this, he would have been able to easily dig at this location as well.
Yeah.
Do you want to go ahead and put in the comments she had a question. How do you spell it? Right here. D. No, don't forget the D, just in case. There you go, Lady R2. We gotcha. Okay.
And as Jennifer says, the river isn't far either. Jennifer, I can say the area we're looking at is very close to the river.
Mm. So moving along here, we're going to do Linda Dillard. Let's see. Missing from Table Rock, Nebraska since June 16th of 21. She's 55. She went missing from Table Rock on June 16th at about 3:30 a.m. Sometimes walks with a cane, has a medical condition that makes it difficult to walk long distances. She was believed to be on foot and is missing under suspicious circumstances. Has ties to the Hiawatha, Kansas area. She was believed to be wearing a white tank top, jean shorts, and brown sandals or boots. As part of the investigation, Nebraska State Police recovered those clothes and has since learned she is wearing a different outfit. Now believed to be wearing black t-shirt, black boxer brief shorts, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't say what led to it, does it?
Now, with her, she was at basically a party.
Okay.
She was into doing drugs and drinking, and she got into an altercation at this party, and she called her husband to come get her, who was elsewhere, and then took off walking and hadn't been seen or heard from since.
Goodness.
There was somebody there who was seen later rolling up a big piece of carpet and taking it out to their van and leaving with it.
Sounds like a mob situation there.
And law enforcement was working to secure warrants on that. And then there has been no information out of them on if they were able to act on that or not. The property this took place is next to a public use area, and that was an area of interest for me, but law enforcement, they took cadaver dogs in, search dogs, and thoroughly searched that location. So we do have a couple other areas that need to be searched, and this spring we're hoping to get to Nebraska to search for Linda Dillard, Chance Engelbert, and Christopher Loupin.
The question with adventuring the Ozarks, was she wearing any jewelry at the time? It did not say if she was wearing any jewelry at all for Zeta.
That is a good question.
It says it could be possibly detected with a metal detector.
Right.
So now that one we were, the one I just read,
Linda Dillard.
No, Crystal Kipper. She had jewelry on, didn't she? I think so.
Wasn't that found in his apartment though?
Yeah.
I thought
Not even on the right case.
I thought they had made the comment that all of her clothes, everything was found in his apartment.
Right. It was all found in that guy's apartment,
Yeah.
Crystal Kipper's.
And
Yeah, it could possibly be in a pawn shop too, Bobby. That's true. She did have jewelry on, but I mean, if he literally stripped her down to nothing.
Yeah.
So anyway, I really don't want to
We
do that one.
already done
Thank
that
you. Who do you want to do next?
Let's go ahead and do Christopher.
Give me 1 second here. All right. Next one we're going to do is Christopher A. Loupin. Last seen near Elm Creek, Nebraska at a Four Seasons campground. He's been missing since November 17th of 19, 28 years old. T-shirt and shorts, did not have his coat or cell phone with him. His family feels that he might be in danger. Christopher also had no means of transportation at the campgrounds. He didn't have his wallet. He had just nothing. Christopher and his father, Eddie, were staying at the campground while they were being contracted for a project. According to investigators, Christopher was reported to be acting erratic the night of November 17th. As his father returned to the campground, he remembers seeing Christopher around 10 p.m. At 1 a.m., his dad went out to get a drink and saw Christopher outside smoking a cigarette. His dad told him to come in and, because it's 1 a.m., get some sleep. On Monday morning, Christopher wasn't there. There has been no contact from Christopher. Authorities have not ruled out anything yet, and there's hardly any clues for authorities to follow. I don't like this one because,
Alex and I, one night that we were having a late night discussion, we did find some things in this case that, due to safety concerns at the moment, we can't really get into. But this one is very troubling
because it all points at his dad, unfortunately. That's where I see it going.
There is a lot of that, but what we found, and Alex is actually the one who found it, is this could be related to drugs and be somebody else.
Oh God, I hope not.
This is something that we tend to find. We tend to find people who go missing tend to usually have numerous book pages, and don't know if they're running from somebody or somebody's getting their password. But I believe with Christopher Loupin, did we not find like 3 or 4, or was it 4 or 5 Facebook pages? And just another.
Thank you.
Another case we are working on, a person of interest. I think we found 10 Facebook pages. And, some of them only go a few months at a time before they switch them, and then they start another Facebook page. They go a little ways, then they start another Facebook page.
Seeing Crystal Bowling says, for Crystal Kipper, if the suspect did not take it, she did have a diamond cluster ring
and a gold
with the
band.
gold band on it.
Yep. It's written on there.
I even put that in the wrong place there. So, Alex, if we do get permission on Crystal's case, we'll be able to use metal detecting and stuff like that until we get the GPR unit. But yeah, Christopher Loupin, I did talk to another team that used cadaver dogs in a search for him, and they did make a hit, and she did get me the location. So when we go up this spring, we will definitely be on that location looking for Christopher Loupin. They made several hits, but we can't really get into that until we get the search done.
Mm-hmm.
But we do have a very strong location of interest in this case. And I know Adventuring the Ozarks has volunteered to help dive on some locations, but I don't know if Nebraska's out of their range. So we will see about that, but we will definitely be getting on this particular location on that case.
What do you want to do now?
Let's go with Kaitlyn Ledbetter.
Okay. All right. Oh, this is all over the place. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to figure this. Okay. Kaitlyn Ledbetter. She's missing from, is that, how do you pronounce that? Hillham?
Yeah.
Hillham, Tennessee. Circumstances of disappearance. She's 25 years old, woman from Overton County, has been missing since May 2nd of what?
2021. I did
hanging out on her flyer. How did we do that? Okay, according to family members, huh? I'm sorry?
Yeah, May 2nd, 2021.
Thank you, Alex. According to family members, she was last seen at 5:30 a.m. wearing a blue sleeveless shirt with white shorts. She was last seen on Turkey Town Road in Hillham. Family members also said there have been no trace of Ledbetter since she went missing. Doesn't even show okay. Yeah, it doesn't even give a thing of what might have happened or why she was missing.
With this one, like many of our Tennessee cases, there is a lot more to the case than meets the eye. She went missing roughly a mile from where Aaron Shane Key was killed. There were other disappearances in the area as well. Yep. And the same people that I fully believe is involved in cover-ups in Aaron's case, I believe they're involved in this case as well.
Oh, yeah.
And hopefully some of her family will join us live. I know her family has mentioned coming on live with us and going into the story. Let's see here. Oh, I know you want to know about Kaitlyn. She's part of the District 9 corruption. And I believe she's in the 13th district down there.
Yeah. What did Twyla? Good night, Adventuring the Ozarks. Thanks for watching tonight.
Yes, thanks for joining in with us. Thank you.
Okay, what is she talking? Is that about?
Did they question her dad? This is Kaitlyn Ledbetter.
Okay.
And boyfriend about her missing. It's strange, a girl heading into the woods. From what we understand here, there was a fight and headed out her window, which is very strange. Yes, it is reported that they did have an argument. She climbed out of her window and ended up running into the woods.
Yeah. Well, if it's the 13th district, then yeah.
In Turkey Town Road down there, I believe that entire road, every property down there needs to be thoroughly searched. There are so many people that's missing around there that in some ways have the same ties that that whole area needs to be checked.
Right.
And yes, Aaron Shane Key, his mom Lisa is awesome and strong.
Yep. She has a lot to do with District 13 as well. So
yeah. Yep. And another thing I love about Lisa is yes, she's trying to fight for answers in Aaron's case and justice, but she is fighting just as hard for the other families there in Tennessee that their loved ones are found and justice.
Yep.
And Lisa has joined us on a couple live feeds, and she will be joining us again before too long. But Lisa is one of the strongest people I think I've ever spoke with.
Oh, yeah.
And Lady R2O, okay, my mistake on the 13th. Sorry, got finger happy.
Okay. I think Aaron Shane Keys was murder.
Yeah, because with Aaron's, and
Yeah.
we'll be doing his here
Yeah.
shortly, there is not one thing in that shows suicide to me.
No, God.
And with Kaitlyn, we do want to go to Tennessee and do some searching. Tennessee cases is where some of the threats that have come up to us come from due to some of these cases. So it will be very quiet when we do go down.
Yeah.
But I do want to get down there. And Twyla, I have not seen anything on when they actually searched for Kaitlyn.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the cases down there and just nothing's been done for them. And I do want to release a video in the near future where we go in and try to break down Tennessee, the Tennessee cases, the corruption, and all of that. But this goes up to district attorneys and higher.
Yeah, that's the scary part. And Lady R, Tennessee is a scary place. No, not real. Certain parts, I'm sure. I was going to say, come on, Tammy.
Tennessee's my home state, so I was born in Tennessee. So I think that Twyla said she was from Cookville. I know exactly where you're at.
Cookville or Cookieville?
It's Cookville. Cookville. So
We were just there a couple weeks ago.
And Jennifer, yes, Kaitlyn Ledbetter's father did burn down with his girlfriend inside, which in itself, how that come about was suspicious to me as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like somebody was going to tell.
Yeah.
Twyla says, it's beautiful and nice. Just watch out who you mess with.
Yeah, no kidding.
Say, all Alex and Tammy had to worry about was the lanterns going through the woods at night.
Or whatever's back there.
Or whatever that
Yeah,
noise
whatever
was.
that thing was the other night. Yeah.
I don't know. I think they were out looking for Bigfoot or something.
Hey, and then my son sends me a video that there was a big bear that was right down in Gatlinburg, right on the main road, like, a week after we came back just yesterday.
Woo.
Yeah.
Goodness. They can keep them.
Yeah.
Maybe possibly. Okay. What?
Allegedly, probably, maybe, possibly. Most likely that those cops in the area of Ledbetter know very well who's doing the drug stuff in that district.
Absolutely. Bobby, you think Tennessee is scary? Come up to Russellville, Kentucky. You sneeze, everyone knows about it. And Lady said, I drove through Tennessee about 4 years ago. It looked beautiful.
It is a beautiful.
Tennessee
It
is
is
a
a beautiful
beautiful
place. It's sad when you hear about all the corruption. You hear about all the different things that are going on there. Everything.
I'm not trying to make it sound weird, but those kind of places, you think New York, Chicago,
Right.
those type of things, and no hate to any of them, but those are corruption. I automatically think New York.
Yeah.
I don't think Tennessee, but they're everywhere. So,
and guys, especially for some of the newer ones, you very rarely ever hear me come out and basically accuse somebody of something without having the evidence to do so. I don't even really like sharing my theories because of that. But I've got no problem telling you the 13th district down there, Overton County, all of that.
yeah.
Corruption is
It literally blows your mind. I mean, you're in shock when you hear half of the crap that's going on down there.
I just don't understand how they think they're going to continue to get away with it.
Yeah. Yep.
And just by knowing folks here, I can tell you, people, please do know who is who in the drug rings, and they all work for each other.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I believe that.
Okay.
Okay. Have we done Justin Siwek yet?
No.
Let's jump it.
All right. Next one we're going to do is where to go. Justin Siwek, missing from Kansas City, Kansas, since June 20th of 21, 32. Justin Siwek went missing from Kansas City, Kansas, June 20th, 21. Justin was last seen on Sunday at the Days Inn located on Elizabeth Avenue in Kansas City, Kansas. Justin's car was found abandoned and empty with the window pried open and the glass broken. He has a tattoo across his chest that says blessed. He was last seen wearing a red tank top and khaki shorts. That's it.
Seeing with his, we did have somebody reach out and they mentioned possible body of water in Kansas City, Kansas. Yeah. And I have tried to get in contact with them unsuccessfully. They haven't reached back out. The Missing Persons Center is also working on that case and working with them. We've been able to determine that a body of water in KCK is most likely where he may be. So we will basically have to just start searching bodies of water and see if we could turn something up in that case.
And I went ahead and wrote that Carly Gus. I'm assuming Goose. Okay.
Kansas Missing and Unsolved, I believe, pronounced it Goose. Okay. We have worked on it.
Excuse me.
I don't want to overspeak because I need to confirm it. I believe that she's gone missing before and was found, but I will look back into that and do an update on that for you.
Oh, wow. Okay, Alex and Tammy, you saw lights in the woods. You weren't near the Appalachian Mountains, were you?
Well, sure.
I know that story. I know exactly what Jen's getting at.
Yeah.
I love those kind of folklore type stories, so I know exactly what you're talking about, Jen.
And Barb says Molly Miller and Colt Haynes case out of Oklahoma, that was due with corrupt cops as well. Yeah. In fact, the sheriff down there was charged.
Yeah, imagine that.
And it was a sheriff's relative that I believe cousin that Molly Miller and Colt Haynes was riding with when they were running from the cops and had the car wreck and all of that good stuff. Jeez. And it has been, I know Dan has done a lot of work on that case as well. And it's been like pulling teeth to get permission to do any searches down there.
But you're doing good, Dan.
Let's go with Allensworth.
Justin Siwek was another one that we did a digital billboard for.
Yes.
Yeah. We did it on I-70, just a mile or two down the road from where we was lucky that there's a board, pretty close to where he went missing from at at the motel at 78th and I-70 area in Kansas City, Kansas. And we did, Dennis and I, we did talk about a particular spot that, it kind of looked like there was a freezer or a refrigerator, but it's just so hard to tell because, once again, it's, when we use Google imaging or any of the imaging stuff, sometimes you get different views of it. And, some things look like something. And then when you look at it on something else, it doesn't appear to be that way.
Did you see Lady R's comment? He'll just turn a whole folder on my desk. Okay, I watched a video where when they when the dogs had a hit of showing a human remain and they looked up and they saw the driver of that car was watching them. Oh,
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah, because the property that the vehicle wrecked on, where the vehicle was found, is actually the neighboring property to the sheriff, who's related to the guy that was driving the car.
Jen says, shoot, I'm from Chicago. Give me a crackhead any day. I see that I'm locking down the house. Excuse me.
See, let's go ahead and jump into that one.
All right. Next one we're going to do is Brooke Allensworth. She's missing, last seen 7/12 of 2018. She was 37. The circumstances, Brooke was last seen in the Oil Trough, Newark, Arkansas area. Her black 2007 Toyota Camry was found abandoned on 7/25/18 with a flat tire near the White River in Oil Trough. Brooke's cell phone and pack of cigarettes were still in the locked car, but her keys were missing. Okay, give me 1 second, guys. All right. Yeah, that's a different one. You remember that one, Alex?
I do.
Yeah.
I mean, that we've been working on that one just over the last week and a half.
Yeah.
So
she's a pretty girl, but God. Let's see. Anything could be that one.
Yeah. There's sad situation with, possible rumors of all kinds of different scenarios of what happened to her.
Sorry, guys. I had to go tell the young ones goodnight. But yeah, with hers, there's so many things. And when you do use like Google Earth to look at the location, you blink, you miss the town.
Oil Trough, Newark, Arkansas. I've never even heard of those.
And there's like 3 or 4 little towns scattered out there that's still fairly close, but you blink, you will miss these towns.
Okay.
In Lady R2O, I moved to a small town, found out that
oh, Jeffrey Dahmer was born around here or something. One of those series. Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Whew.
We had Bob Berdella. If any of you all remember him from the Kansas City metro area, killing that he was doing. And I actually worked on the house next door to his house while he lived there. We actually had done some construction work there. So that was kind of creepy. So Bob Berdella is right up there with Jeffrey Dahmer.
So with her case, we do have some things in the works, and hopefully sometime this coming week, we will be able to do a full update on that case.
Yeah. To being stupid. Yeah. Here. Sorry, guys. I'm having my sister do something here for me.
No secrets.
Her phone's
Mo, my phone is so out of date that every time you type, the screen does what it wants. So yeah, I'm sorry. Here, when it does that, just put it off. My okay. Oh, there you go.
Helen Kelley's, we're actually going to wait, and we'll be doing an update video on her soon. But there was some other stuff that I'm finding on it, so I do want to hold off till later this week on hers.
When I first saw it, I thought it said Helen Keller.
I think the first time I mentioned this case to Megan, I think I said Helen Keller.
You did.
I mean, I'm not trying to be rude, but it's Helen Kelley, and I had to wait.
You're
So
talking
yeah,
Ghost Grandma.
Yes, Ghost Grandma.
yes, Barb. I definitely need a new phone. Yeah. I'm not sure which one, but still creepy. I didn't want to know. I don't blame you, honey. I don't. Excuse me. So that leaves Aaron Key. All right. Again, Aaron Shane Key, April 5th, 2019. The date Aaron died. 8 days before Aaron died, he called his mom. During the conversation, Aaron said, "Mom, I think I may have gotten into something that I can't get out of." Mom told him to pack his bag and leave. Aaron said, "They won't let me." When Mom asked who won't let him, Aaron said, "The cops." He said he was trying to help his cousin who got popped on manufacturing. He said, "Mommy, if something happens to me, ask for Detective," can I say the name?
Yeah.
Derek, okay. Sidwell?
Yeah.
Sidwell of the Overton County Sheriff's Department. Mom said, "Just run." Aaron says, "I can't." Mom had been gone from the area since the 80s and had no idea who law enforcement are or the people that lived in the area. Aaron also told Bobby, a friend, that if something happens to him, tell his mom and dad he didn't do it and don't let them get away with it.
So guys, let me kind of paint you a picture here.
Yeah.
Aaron is 6 foot.
Hold on.
I want to say 6'6".
Give me a second here. Oh, no, you don't even have it. Yeah, he's a big boy.
245 pounds.
Yeah.
So with this scene, there's a shed, and it's got 16-foot beams in the ceiling. Aaron has a broken right wrist, and he's right-handed. Aaron allegedly climbed up the beam, leaned out 6 feet, tied a rope to this beam one-handed with a broken wrist, climbed down, stood on a cross beam, and then committed suicide by hanging. That's the official story.
But he did it.
No.
Yeah.
The district attorney has refused to release information to Aaron's mom, and all this time would tell her, if you would agree to close the case, we could release this to you.
Yeah.
She refused to release it or give permission to release it because in Tennessee, it's next to impossible to reopen.
Right.
Just to find out recently, they closed this case 2 years ago and still tried bribing her to close it. Yeah.
The crap that she has been through is she's been blackmailed. She's been threatened. It's ungodly what she's been through. And all she's doing is trying to get her son's name cleared.
Right.
You know.
And we've talked with Lisa multiple times. I mean, she's joined us on 2 live feeds. We've talked on the phone a lot, messaging.
Yeah.
One of the sweetest people.
Oh, God, yes.
A mama bear's coming out.
Oh, yeah. She's not playing no more. She's done.
And I've gotten upset and angry with some of our cases and how things are going. This one gets my blood boiling.
Oh, I know. Every time we talk about it, or every time I talk to his mom, and I mean, we just.
Because as Lady R2O says, he was soaking wet as well. The paramedic arrived. He was on the ground in the fetal position. Nobody's seen him hanging.
No.
It's.
Yeah, it's one of those cases that you just, the more you talk about it, the more it pisses you off. Excuse my language, but yeah.
There's reports that the paramedic showed up before the officers did.
Yeah.
Went out and checked. He still had a pulse.
Yeah.
And what does she do? She gets in the ambulance and drives down to the gas station and waits for law enforcement to show up. And Jennifer, no, they didn't have a private autopsy done. She does have a GoFundMe. She's trying to raise enough funds to be able to have him exhumed and have a private autopsy done. And speaking of that, at the funeral home, they told her in 20 plus years of doing this, they had never seen anything like this with the hanging. Nothing was consistent. The exterior and interior of the neck, nothing went with hanging.
Right. Let's see. Okay.
It's definitely nothing's making any sense. What has happened? What has transpired from the event to the reports, the documentation? None of it makes any sense.
No. And Jennifer, I have the link to the GoFundMe over on my Facebook account or Facebook page, but I don't have it to where I can put it in the comments here. I'm not technically good enough to go over and get that and pull it over here.
He's not tech savvy.
No, not even close.
That's all right. I'm not either.
Jennifer makes up for it though.
Jennifer's very good.
And Jennifer, I got to throw your name out again with the maps and stuff you've done. Just incredible. And Crystal says, wait, did I miss something? They claim he hung him. Crystal, yes, they claim he hung himself. Aaron's dad, when he got there, Aaron was in the fetal position. Somebody claimed that they gave him CPR, but you're not going to give CPR in the fetal position.
Yep. There was a rope loosely around his neck, but his neck showed no extension.
Extensive.
There it is. Marks or injuries. The right side of Aaron's face had sustained mass trauma. There was a cut just above his eyebrow, between the eyes, eyelid past the corner of his right eye. The photos showed smeared blood across his face. Law enforcement said that 2-week-old puppies are responsible for the damage on Aaron's face. This happened around 5:15. Aaron was left laying on the ground nearly till, I'm sorry?
You said 2-week-old puppies?
Yeah.
Is their eyes, are puppies' eyes even open at 2 weeks? I thought it was like week 3 or 4 when their eyes opened and they actually.
Well, according to law enforcement right there, they do. They are. Let's see.
Savage beast dogs.
I'm telling you, Aaron was left laying on the ground until nearly 1 a.m. Police never entered the home. A person whose family is law enforcement was allegedly hiding in the house. One of the officers wrote out a statement and asked for the guy who lives there to come outside and sign it. Everyone was kept on the front porch. The event allegedly took place inside of a shed. This is what gets me. Aaron's girlfriend was arrested at the scene along with another person. Her initial charge, according to a paper that goes out, was murder. So, yeah.
And yeah, Barb, it did not rain that night, and it was soaked like it was.
I think it was just. Oh, was it?
And it's how he was soaked. That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
And he was not wearing the clothes that he had showed up in.
So they washed him.
He was not wearing the shoes that he showed up in. Instead, he was wearing like rubber boot type style shoes.
Yeah.
It, for all intent and purposes, I would agree with Crystal. This appears that it would be like a beat and waterboarding.
Yes. Yeah, I hate discussing Aaron's case because the more I read it, the more it aggravates me. Makes me sick to my stomach. But
seeing they talk about damage on the face from 2-week-old puppies,
right?
But they never mention the cut that comes down through his eyelid.
No, that was done by the puppies.
And that cut, the photos, and I don't want to say crime scene photos, but I guess it was. That cut is as straight as if a razor cut it.
Yeah. Yep.
The police took no evidence. Lisa has the upper part of the rope.
Right.
She has his hat that's actually blood stained.
Yep.
Drinks that he had been drinking that was there with him, and law enforcement didn't take none of that.
Yeah.
And with the rope, the measurements that Lisa has on the rope between the two pieces, his feet would have drug the ground if he did try to hang himself.
Yeah, the rope wasn't long enough.
His girlfriend stated that she tried to grab his feet and that he kicked her off and fought her off.
Mm.
His feet are touching the ground with that rope length.
Yeah.
You know, just so much with this one.
It's a bunch of malarkey.
Yeah.
Nothing makes any sense.
And when you talk to Lisa, her number one goal is to clear Aaron's name from the suicide for his kids' sake. So
that's all he wanted. Yeah, that's what he's, yeah.
She doesn't want that hanging over them when they're older and old enough to know. And
yeah.
I mean, just frustrating, very sad case. And hopefully soon we'll get Lisa back on live with us and go back into it. But it's been, this one's been frustrating.
It is. Because every time we talk to Lisa, she has either something new to tell us or she's reliving it. And which I guarantee, I mean, that's not going to be something she ever forgets, but you feel the pain in her voice every time she relives it. So, yeah.
Well, it's been a traumatic event. I mean, parents are never supposed to bury their children.
No.
It's supposed to be the other way around. And, the fact is, everything about it and everything that's happened, it's a sad deal. It's the traumatic thing that she's lived through, and then it's the traumatic thing that she's still going through and will deal with how things happen.
Wow. Lady R just wrote something pretty nice here. Go ahead.
They washed the blood off. That's why he was soaked. Lisa believes they hit him when he walked in the door and attacked him, I do believe. So I think they put him in the shower, washed him, and changed.
See?
And I'm going to agree with that 100%. That's my thoughts as well.
I see. That's where my mind went, that obviously they cleaned him up and put everything out to stage it, to make it look like it was something else.
Curtain hose, but that's
right.
That's out of everything that's ever been said, that's the most logical thing out of this.
Absolutely.
Case, that they came with a bat or a pipe or something. He had blood all over. They thought that they could wash him off with the garden hose and try to erase that evidence, even though he's got the big straight gash, on his eye and his forehead into his eyelid. I mean,
and like that.
Yeah.
And
then, 6'6", 250 pounds. It would have took a couple of people just to hold him up, let alone to tie him up and hang him from something and try to pull this off. I mean, how many people had to be involved to do that?
You seen Catfish says it's possible that they threw water on him to see about reviving him and then found it was too late. But with the paramedic coming, him having a pulse and leaving, and the rope length, his broken wrist, not going to be able to climb 16 feet to reach out.
If he did, I mean, holy moly. But I guarantee you, no.
So and again, this typically isn't the kind of case that we would work on.
Because they do have Aaron. He is buried. But I agree with Lisa. I want to know.
Yeah. I seen Lisa posted, and this is before we started working on it. Lisa had posted on Facebook asking for help on this, trying to get anybody that could help her.
News stations. I mean, she was going all in.
So I couldn't walk away from her on that. So I had to respond. And man, Aaron knew about the corruption. He was speaking out on sex trafficking and he was killed on purpose.
Oh, that's new.
Mm-mm. It's not.
I know it's not, but oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Sex trafficking is allegedly,
Yeah.
gotta say allegedly,
Yep.
huge in the 13th district.
Imagine that.
I was watching a video on YouTube, and they were talking about the sex trafficking, and they were talking about some lake or river, but I think it was a lake, and somewhere where there's an island in the middle, and that's where they go and do these exchanges, do something else. It's evidently it's a very long lake, that they're able to go up and down and do these transactions with these, children, young adults, whoever, whatever they're doing. But it's just so sad. It really is.
See, Barb asks, do you think Summer Wells was sold to that?
That's a good question.
It can't be ruled out by any means, but
there's a picture of Summer Wells, and we've discussed this. That's truly, it looks like she's propped up in the back of a car against a gallon of milk and some groceries, and
right,
and she truly looks like she's deceased in that picture. It just a natural sleeping position, the way she's sitting or looking. It truly looks like she's been propped up. It just doesn't look normal. So
and looks like Barb agrees with that as well.
I agree with Twyla, though. She said, what'd she say? It's a shame. No, wait. It's a shame we get alerts for people on Facebook's PSAs about attempted abductions. They seem almost daily.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
I thought it was Shadow.
And Crystal said Summer's nails look blue as well in that picture.
But
all right.
Okay, so guys, if you have any information you'd like to send out or any areas of interest you'd like us to look at or cases you'd want us to look into, our email and my phone number is down in the video description.
Call up and look at the wall, right where the fish tanks were.
I won't speak on Summer Wells. I know too much. I had that photo on a missing person shirt from the Summer Wells Marathon, and I know a lot about Summer. So, guys, our email, my phone number is down. You're welcome to send over anything, contact us. The email the entire team has access to help us keep that monitored and up to date. So if you ever get bored, just email and say hi.
Yeah. Get bored? What are you doing? No, not much.
But we get super busy with, everyday life. And, fortunately, there's times where we do get behind on, answering people's, text messages or emails. So, we do apologize. We truly do not mean to ignore anybody by any means. It's just part of life, that, everybody is busy from time to time and stuff happens. And, we will get back to you, and like we say, the email's out there, the phone number's out there, you can, reach out to us on Messenger, on Facebook, to any of us, at any given time, so, there's lots of times, a lot of these cases where we see people who have gone missing, we do reach out to their family members, and tell them to reach out to us, and we will try to provide, help with looking for their lost loved ones.
Good night, Bobby.
And Crystal, if you message us off of the Muddy Waters Search and Recovery Facebook page, then yes, everybody does get that message. So, guys, with that, let's go ahead and do the giveaways for the members
T-shirts.
tonight.
All right. I've got my piece of paper, my pen. I'm going to start writing down the names.
And she's going to show you guys the name before
Yeah.
putting it in here, just so everybody knows it's on the up and up.
I don't know if you can see the pink. There's Cam.
And real quick, lady Vanessa Morales.
That name
There-
sounds.
There's something I'd like to say to the
We
audience
have
tonight.
covered
Yeah.
that.
What? What do you say?
Saying we have done a video on Vanessa Morales, but we will dig back into that again and do an update on that.
We got Edith Tyler. Let's go in there. Do you want me to tell them every name or just show them?
Just show them so they see that.
Okay. Well, you see me writing it, so I get it. I get it. Okay.
And she's writing down the names, and then we will draw 2 names, and these people will win a Muddy Water Search and Recovery t-shirt. And we'll need you to email or text me over a shipping address. If you want the unisex or the lady shirt and what size shirt you'll need. But we'll be doing 2 of these tonight. And then again, a reminder, next Sunday night, we will not be doing a live feed. Now, if something comes up that's pressing, obviously we're going to get that out, but there's no planned live feed for that. The following Sunday night, we will do another giveaway that's open to everybody. And once again, we're waiting on a woman.
Hey, will you put that one in there, please? Rude.
So, some of our new members might not know, but we are going to try to do an experiment come next April. So, we are still looking for a Dodge 600 4-door sedan car, like the car that Randy Leach went missing in. So, we just need a running, driving car. Dodge 600 4-door sedan. We don't want a 2-door. We don't want a 2-door convertible. We want the exact same car. Because we are going to try to prove or disprove a lot of theories and accusations and rumors that supposedly could have happened with him in the car. So if, I don't care where the car is at in the United States. They are very hard to find. So if anybody sees one or knows of one or, anything, please reach out to us and let us know.
Do you grab it on the boat?
Yeah, when it comes to different theories, I think Randy Leach has more theories with it than all of our other cases combined.
Mm-hmm. That's no lie. I'm finally done. Okay.
So, guys, we'll draw these one at a time.
I'll write down who we get. All right.
Make sure they get shook up very well. Okay.
One at a time. Here we go. Ponytail. Is she on here tonight?
I haven't seen her on tonight.
Well,
Either. She might be out looking for Bigfoot.
I'll let you do the next one.
Drew L. I haven't seen him on tonight either.
Neither one are on here tonight.
So, you know what?
Two more?
Let's go ahead and do one more.
All right.
That's what we're talking about. That's the
Yep. All right, people. Here we go. Here we go. Edith Tyler. I got it.
Yeah, I want to do one more too. Katie.
Oh my goodness. Good night. We could go around. We could do a round number. Want to do one more?
Yeah, we'll make it 5.
All right, here we go. Last one. Here we go. Here we go. All right, here we go. Oh my goodness. Barb Ellen Vanderwall.
Yeah.
Yay.
And Alex, Tamara Steers says she'll ask her dad-in-law. He's a Mopar guy.
Bigfoot. Yep.
Yeah, because I mean, this is, we've had lots of stuff in the works for Randy that we're trying to do and accomplish. And this is one of them that I want to personally make happen. Because I'm talking, we are going to drive this car off into the woods. We are going to anything and everything that has ever been said that supposedly happened in this car. If we can make it happen, we're going to do it. I'm going to dig a hole and we're going to bury the car. We're going to show what it takes, because people can think, oh yeah, dig a hole and bury it, but we're going to dig a hole and we're going to bury it, and in the end, it will go to the crusher because that's one of the, accusations that happened to it. I've had a few people message me and tell me I'm an idiot for wanting to do this, but I don't care because we're gonna prove and disprove things because there's so many things that have happened, that we want people to see that. Holy crap, this is what, if he would have drove this car through the woods, yeah, it would have knocked the grass over. It would have knocked the brush over. We've talked about driving it off into a pond, draining all the liquids out of it, driving it off into a pond. We've talked about filling this car up full of gas and driving it to the point where the gas gauge says it's half full and then turning around and coming back home. So we know how far this car would technically go on a tank of fuel. We want to look at every possible way that what people have said could have happened to Randy, and we want to prove or disprove, driving a car off into a pond, at that time of the year, would it have left tracks in the grass and in the mud going into the water? Would the people who were out searching Randy would have seen that? Would it have been obvious? Would the police have seen it? They're trained to look for these things. So, we're gonna try and do anything and everything we can to prove or disprove. And I want everybody that ever looks at anything to do with Randy to see this. And this is big. This is huge for Muddy Waters to pull this off, but this is one of our goals to do, to show everybody, that through research and investigation, doing investigative work, this is what it takes sometimes to prove or disprove what could have happened to somebody. Sorry for the long ramble.
And Lady R2O, we will definitely be filming every aspect of that and sharing that with you guys. Because number one, we're going to want everybody to see the results of this. And then we're going to want everybody's feedback on this as well. And we will also be inviting law enforcement out when we're doing all of this as well, and give them the opportunity to be present to see this as well.
Yeah.
Hey, Evelyn, how are you doing?
Didn't she wear a shirt?
And so, guys, while we're waiting on the ladies, Thanksgiving is coming up, and I know I've got a lot to be thankful for, and I'm going to have the team go around to name something they're thankful for this year. But we wanted to ask the viewers to also do this. Just comment something that you've been thankful on this year. Doing the search and recovery and open source investigation, you know, we see daily we're working with stuff that's just some of the most heartbreaking stuff. We see some of the most evil stuff. And sometimes it's nice just to sit down and think about what you have that you can be thankful for. So just comment something that you guys are thankful for, and the team will go around and name something they're thankful for as well. And try to keep beauty in this ugly world, basically.
Well, I can honestly say that I am thankful that I came across Muddy Waters, you know, their Facebook page, because it's led to Tammy and I now having friendship with you all. You know, and I remember in the beginning when we were watching it, and, you know, I would be commenting about stuff, you know, that deals with Randy, since, you know, I had a connection, you know, to the school and everything where we all went to school at. But, you know, I'm thankful that you asked us to be a part of Muddy Waters. You know, I always try to go above and beyond helping you all out. And, you know, so I'm thankful for the opportunity that you presented to us for us to become friends.
And now we're going to have to go to the beautiful lady sitting next to you.
No.
That's Tammy, by the way.
For my family. And also I'm thankful for being able to have the opportunity to help serve on this team and just love on our new members. And, you know, there's a saying, it takes a village to raise a family. And your village can be your friends, your family, your neighbors. And so anyway, I'm glad that I'm part of the village with Muddy Waters.
And Evelyn says, I'm thankful for family and friends. Twyla says, I'm
What happened? Okay, there we go.
thankful.
Okay, wait. Okay.
I am thankful for
Okay.
the safety and love of all my family during such a rough time in the world.
Lady R, I am thankful always for my children and their health. I'm thankful for my YouTube friends that search for the missing and say their names so they aren't forgotten. Thank you. Thankful every morning. Crystal, I'm thankful for the good people in the world. Also my beautiful children. Lady R says, yeah, it does take a village.
It does.
It's my turn.
Chrissy.
I am thankful for my children and their health as well. Soon to be 18 and 16. I'm thankful for my sister, my brother-in-law, my mom, my niece and nephew. I'm just thankful to all of you guys. You guys have all been so helpful, Tammy and Alex as well. You guys mean a lot to us, and you've helped us beyond words. Very thankful.
Well, we definitely appreciate it. You know, I'm excited to, you know, we still have Tony and Margaret.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
You know, to, you know, start being involved with us and moving forward and stuff. And, you know, I can't wait for next year. I really hope that we're able to get this GPR unit, because it's going to open up so much, you know, more ways to help people, you know, and, you know, I'm excited for next year. You know, I'm excited that, you know, I'll be thankful if people will return our phone calls.
Yes. Oh my. And grant permission to access the properties.
Yeah.
You know,
It's such a huge obstacle, I tell you sometimes.
it is. It is. It's definitely, and it's like I had reached out to you, and I had told you that day that I gentleman, I sat around and was working on some stuff at home. It took me about 45 minutes to actually figure out how to approach and make this phone call, and to tell this person possibly what could have happened on this property, so this has really been an experience in life. I've always been fascinated by missing people, the cases. I have this connection to Randy Leach.
Excuse me.
And now to be involved in it, and actually, it was definitely a real experience to make that phone call and have that discussion. And, as we go on, I know it'll get easier, and, so.
That's something that I've learned is I've reached out to many different people about accessing property, and you mentally try to prepare yourself. I'm going to say this, I'm going to do it this way. It's going to go like this. I don't think one of them has ever gone the way I thought it would.
The only thing I thought of in my head when I did this is if this person answers the phone and I explain this to them, they're probably going to want some type of proof. And I did go and screenshot stuff because I was prepared that if he asked for it, I was going to say, can I text this to you or email it to you? That way you have proof to read what I'm talking to you about, and sending our information to him. And, I was prepared enough that I was trying to cover all my bases if I had to. And luckily I was, so it's definitely an experience, telling somebody this, that you're trying to gain access and why you need to. So.
I've had everything from oh my goodness, yes, please do. If we could do anything to assist, let us know. We're a phone call away. To don't you ever step foot on my property.
Yeah. Some people just don't want to get involved in the whole situation, because if we do find something, there's going to be even more investigating done on their property, more people. I get both sides.
And if you're talking potential foul play, then they also have the thought of, if I'm helping in any way and the wrong person finds out, is there a danger aspect with
or
this?
They even may think that whoever's on the property may have something to do with it,
right?
And obviously they probably don't, but yeah.
It's definitely definitely a lot of emotions to deal with, and just trying to approach it the right way, to where you don't get hung up on or from one extreme to the other. So.
So guys, with those that got a t-shirt tonight, if you are on here or if you catch this before we reach out to you, which I will try to message everybody tonight, the ones that I can't, I will get to tomorrow. But email us, let us know if you want the unisex shirt or the lady shirt, what size you need, and a shipping address that we can get that sent out to you guys. And we will have those sent out this week. In 2 weeks from tonight will be our next live feed. We will be doing some more giveaways on that particular live feed.
Yeah.
And we do want to remember to keep the families who are missing a loved one this Thanksgiving in our thoughts and prayers. This is not an easy time for them.
I was kind of dreading this time of year.
And keep them in our thoughts and prayers. And I hope they know they're not in this alone. One thing you guys have all proven is there is a huge army of people in this nation that is doing everything they can to help these families
Yeah.
And I know the families appreciate it. Many of the families in our cases, they do watch our videos and live feeds and everything, and they've reached out and they are so appreciative of everything you guys are doing as well.
We're going to talk about Black Friday cyber stuff.
Pizza. Is that what you took off?
Okay. And now we're going to talk about Crooked Trail Designs here a little bit, guys. She's got a Black Friday cyber
A Black Friday sale, then a Cyber Monday sale.
Cyber Monday sale. What's on you got new stuff?
I've put on some new products, and I have some Christmas designs, earrings, bracelets, necklace, the whole shebang. My Black Friday sale is, of course, on Friday, and that's 50% off the total purchase. And then on Monday, I'm doing the Cyber Monday sale, and that is 25% off the total purchase. Excuse me.
Okay.
Yeah. So
She's got new stuff, guys. Check it out.
Good
Yeah.
deal.
Yep.
And she will have muddy water search and recovery gear on there after the beginning of the year. That's when that stuff will be added back as well.
Yeah. So.
Good.
Okay.
I hope y'all eat so much turkey you become a part of the couch. I know I will. I plan on it because after the turkey dinner, I got to have my hot turkey sandwiches. And yeah.
Hey, I forgot to tell you something, Dennis. We actually drove by your house today. We drove by. We had to go look at a job out off of Tonganoxie Road. I can't remember where we were at exactly, but we drove by. But I was using the phone for directions. But we drove by. I seen all the blow up stuff laying out in the yard, all deflated.
They're obsessed with the Christmas blow ups. You guys should see the front yard right now. It's so cute. Oh, and that's not just Christmas. That's everything. Seriously.
That's awesome. I love the holidays. Best time of the year.
Sorry, guys. I had to block somebody off here.
Yeah.
You would think.
Yeah. Thank you,
Yeah.
Lady R. Yeah.
You would think that kind of advertisement messages, they wouldn't come on something like here, but they're gone. So, guys, with that, 2 hours and 7 minutes.
Yeah. Pretty good.
You guys, again, continue to keep the families in your thoughts and prayers. We'll continue to do everything we can to help bring their missing loved ones home. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Is there anything any of y'all would like
Guys,
to
have a really safe and happy Thanksgiving. And let's remember, like Denny said, all the families that are dealing with hard times right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a rough time, whether it's something that's current or somebody's been missing for 30 or 40 years. You know, it was still a part of somebody's family. So
Right.
Definitely take a moment of silence when you sit down and eat your dinner and, you know, think about someone who's missing someone that used to sit at somebody's dinner table. For sure. So.
Mm-hmm.
We will have our Muddy Waters Search and Recovery t-shirts and hoodies. Megan will have those on her Etsy account after first of the year. Matt, great life stream. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Oh, we buy ornaments at my house for some of the missing. That's a sweet idea.
And Megan was going to do ornaments, and this year with so much going on,
Yeah.
didn't get
Yeah.
there. So, guys, with that, we're going to call it a night. Thank you for being here. Until next time, you guys stay safe, and let's continue doing all we can for the families.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody. Good Thanksgiving.